Howdy, everyone. It's my channel. There we go. Oh, how's it going, everyone? Why is that not in my headset? Can't believe it's the last race already. I know. It's been a very long season, though. Saying that, like it has been a long one. I think I'm ready for this season to end, to be honest with you. Obviously, there hasn't really been much to fight for quite some time, is there? So, right, just waiting for the data to come back up, guys, so that we can put the track map up for you. But yeah, who do we think is going to get pole after what you've seen this weekend? Max seemed to struggle a little bit. Hey, Quico, how's it going, buddy? Welcome, mate. Welcome. I'm just catching up on Twitter, seeing if there's any news I've missed in the meantime during lunch. Don't think so. Let's be honest, it's going to be Max. Well, you say that. I'm actually quietly positive that Max isn't going to get pole. We'll see, but I think he's struggling with the setup. I don't think he's on the pace. I think he's been struggling. Does seem to be that in the practice 3. Every giraffe. What a name. What a username. Thank you for the sub. I think he's struggling with the setup. I don't think he's getting as much performance out of the car as what others are. Hey, Sahel, good to see you, buddy. Is it worth getting the Caddy GTP as BMW? Yes, the Caddy is probably the best one I'd advise to get. It seems to be the best all-round and well-balanced GTP. It's pretty decent at most circuits by the looks of it. So yeah, that's your best bet. And plus, it sounds amazing. It's the best sounding GTP as well. 100% Leclerc pole, Max win. It does always seem to be the case, isn't it? George for pole today. Yeah, it does seem like he looks good. He does look good. Ferrari were a little bit stumped at how George did so well in Sector 3. So we'll see. Of course, fuel loads and battery power and all those different elements that go into an F1 car now these days could be playing a factor. But I think Max definitely is not where he'd like to be with that car. But of course, we know that even if Max is struggling in that car, he's still very quick. Yes, it is, Quicko. Yeah, the BMW at Daytona was never really that. I never really liked it. You have to look at the brake pads. You have to look at whether you got low, medium, or higher brake pads on the setup. So play around with the brake balance as well. I always like the brake balance a little bit more forward in the BMW. Some setups like to put it quite towards the rear, which didn't really suit me. I promise you, if George gets pole, I'm sending the longest miss. It's Alpha's last race because Sauber is that going back to Sauber, is it? I've never even realised that. It shows how much attention I pay to Alfa Romeo, in all honesty. Qualifying's not started yet in regards to the data. It's just got pre-qualifying show, so we don't care about the pre-qualifying show, to be perfectly honest with you. Give me qualifying. The first few turns, I'd sacrifice time, otherwise I lock up way too easily. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what setup you're using, but try around with the brake balance and the brake pads. Right, guys. We are not long until we have the final qualifying of the year. Just checking to see. Oh, this is interesting. So I'll show this. I'll show this to you guys. It's a great analysis channel or page. We can at least like look at some data. Right, so sector times in practice 3. Sector times, Russell was incredibly quick in sector 3, but Norris was quick too, despite his slide out of the last corner. So Albon was actually quickest in sector 1 and sector 2, but then lost it all in the last sector. Look at that. Look how there he is there. Look. Fastest in the first and second sector, and then one of the slowest in the last sector. So that indicates really that the Williams is not running a lot of downforce. That's what I would say. And yeah, the last tight twisty sector. But Norris is second fastest everywhere. So Norris got a great chance of pole position. You look at Max, 31.2 in the last sector, 17.4, 2 temps lost in the first sector. Another 10th lost in the second sector. So, yeah. We'll see. We'll see. This is a great page to follow, though. Formula data analysis. Still no qualifying to show. McLaren gained around 0.1 seconds on each straight over the Mercedes. Not only was the top speed better, 326 versus 324, but Lando had better exit out of most corners too. Russell gained under braking and got ahead in sector 3. Nice difference in balance there. Hey, how's it going, buddy? We need Latifi back. Come on, Leclerc. Merc, Aston and McLaren have troublesome drag. Yeah, Ferrari have been really good recently with their top speed. This is the Red Bull suspension that has been so dominant this year. They reckon this is a massive part. I can't tell you what I'm looking at here. But that's the reason why, apparently one of the reasons why they've been so good is not just because of their engine or their aero package, but the suspension, the way that it works. Hammy has nostalgia from 2021. Yeah. I don't know why the qualifying has not come up yet. Why is it not even available? It must be available in like 5 minutes, probably. Yes, Ferrari basically needs to work on finding a way to not take life out of their tyres. I think they've got a car that... I mean, they've arguably got a car that can go as quick as the Red Bull over a single lap. But when it comes to a race distance, they just eat their tyres. So Red Bull just go straight past them. So they just have to play the waiting game and wait until their tyres go off. So what was that? That was 22 hours ago. So that was FP2. But yeah, this is a great page to follow, guys. Great page to follow. See there are 2 different rear wings there with Stroll and Alonso. All the finer details. Intermediate Mercedes. But yeah. Come on, where's the qualifying? Sorry guys, there's no data available yet, it seems. Don't know why it's taking so long. AlphaTauri's last race. Oh yeah, they're turning into the racing bulls. Oh yeah, but remember guys, remember AlphaTauri and Red Bull doesn't have two teams on the grid. They're separate entities. Really? Really? No. No, they're not. Yeah, multi-viewers plan. Well, it's just delayed. Hey, Random, how's it going, buddy? Yeah, I don't get that rebrand. I don't know. I still feel it's really bad that a team is able to have a junior team on the grid. I don't know how they've wormed their way into that one. It's just really poor for me. Oh my god, come on qualifying, come on multi-viewer. Only a few more minutes hopefully till it's up and running. But yeah, I do think George Russell and Lando in particular, I think Lando in particular has got a good opportunity here. Could he end the year with his first race win in F1? Hopefully, that'd be nice. I mean, what would make this last race as least boring as possible would be for Max to have issues and to struggle. If he has issues and he's struggling and he hasn't dialed in his setup, that'd be the best thing for Abu Dhabi because it's not the best race anyway, let alone if someone is that dominant. I think Toro Rosso was the best name that the team has ever come up with. Yeah, Toro Rosso was pretty good. Yeah, I don't get where the AlphaTauri name came from in the end. If you was a betting man, you would bet against Lando. Oh, no faith. No faith. I don't know. I think he's got it in him. I think Lando would have had a couple of wins already if it wasn't for Max, really. If Max wasn't in such a dominant car, he would have won probably Circuit of the Americas. Would he? No, because Lewis came second there. Potentially had a win at Circuit of the Americas. Where else has he been strong this year? I can't even remember. But there's been a couple of times where the Max has got in the way. I know, right? Why not Max just start from the pit lane for the bants? Just break part Ferme rules and start from the pit lane and do a last to first challenge. Hey, buddy, I'm very good, thank you. You? You'll buy a month's worth of pints if you... Oh, my God. Don't do that. So, guys, if you're just joining, we are just waiting for the data to become available so that we can set up the track map and the timings for you. So just having a little bit of a chat while we wait for that to load up. Around 15 minutes away until we got qualifying. So not long to go. I'm hoping the timings of the data, or the data and timings become available in a second. So, but yeah, hopefully it's an interesting qualifying as well. I think we're going to see the usual suspects go out in Q1. And then Q2 to Q3, we'll see if Williams do genuinely have any pace to get out of Q1. Hopefully they do. I think they've got enough pace in Sector 1 and Sector 2 to make up for that slow last sector that they have. But we'll see. We'll see who was kind of like not showing their true pace when it came to FP3. Who's my favourite driver? Well, Lewis is one of them. I have a few. I don't just support one driver. I'm a Brit, so predominantly support the Brits. So Lewis, Lando, George, as well as Alex. I'm a big supporter of Alex. I know he races under the Thai flag, but he's half British as well. So they're kind of my main four. And I'm a big fan of Oscar as well. I do like Oscar Piastri. Obviously, two good drivers, two young drivers racing for McLaren at the moment. Hopefully they've got big things ahead of them. Why is this not loading up yet? There we go. Right. Here we go. Right. Honestly, I don't know why it takes so long. Just sorting out the layout, guys. Give me a second. Here we go. Here we go. Right, that's a little bit big, isn't it? Let's just make that, move that over a bit. There we go. Because I think most, well, when we did a race tomorrow, we need to make sure we got T6 in there because it's going to be most overtakes at T6. So there we go. Happy days. Risk of rain, 0%, as to be expected in the desert, as we said earlier on. Alonso's also British, even though Albano. Yes, I know, yeah. You know, he's went to Vegas. Wow. Senna can take you along as well. Right, so. Yeah, Russell, Norris, Piastri, Albon, Leclerc, Verstappen. That was your top 6 from P3 or FP3. So Sainz was at the bottom there. He didn't really get a lap in regards to soft tyres. He was running the mediums the whole time. The AlphaTauris don't look particularly strong, so I see them struggling. I've never been to an F1 weekend. No, never been. I'd love to, but it's just always a bit too expensive at the moment now, like especially Silverstone. If I go, I'll probably try and go to the Hungaroring. That's my friend from work went there, and I think he had a grandstand ticket at the end of the straight, so like an ideal ticket, grandstand, and it cost him for 3 days, accommodation, travel, I think like 380, 400. So that's mega, absolutely mega. Right. So, just over 10 minutes, guys, until qualifying starts. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you've all had a good lunch. If you're in the UK or in Europe, if you're in the rest of the world, you're either having dinner or it's breakfast time for you. Right. I need to get onto Sky, don't I? Give me a second. See if there's any... See what they are discussing. See if there's any tidbits of information. Let's see what they're saying on the BBC and stuff. Wonder if we'll see any crashes as well. There's a potential. There's potential of crashes with, of course, like we saw in Carlos Sainz. What was it, Friday? Yeah, was it FP2, wasn't it? Because that bump's going to be an issue with low fuel and the car's running very low. We could see some issues there. They're talking to Liam Lawson right now as well. He should definitely be in a seat for next year. How he's not in an F1 seat next year is criminal, guys. Absolutely criminal. He went to Miami qualifying. Oh, nice one. Yeah, I'd love to go. I'd love to go. I don't even necessarily have to go on the Sunday. I'd like to just go and see the cars in person. I'd love to go and like on the Friday, where you get to see the cars on track for longer. But I don't think it's just so expensive in the UK now. That's the problem. Silverstone is just, I think it's over £100 already for the Friday practice, and plus it's also very, very busy now. But they're just going through Sky now and just showing all the bumps that are now on this circuit. Obviously, it's over 10 years old now, this circuit. Of course, I think it's had a bit of resurfacing done throughout the years, but a lot of them have kind of ended up and developed. The curbs look quite protruding now as well. So if the cars get on the curbs, they get some tank slappers, lose quite a bit of grip. So with the cars pushing today, we could see some crashes. Hopefully not, but don't give up. Logan's seat is not yet guaranteed, and Liam's the only rookie who has raced quite effectively. Yes, however, I don't think, even if they don't retain Logan for next year, I don't see Williams going for an AlphaTauri driver or a Red Bull contracted driver. I just, what's the point? What's the point? Williams are trying to move up the grid themselves. Yes, Lawson is a bit more experienced now, and he is a talent. But what's the point of having someone who you're just ultimately making better for another team? Like, you're better off. They've got their own driver academy. If they really want to go for another rookie, they can do. They've got drivers in their academy. I think they'll try and go for someone who's a bit more experienced. I don't know who that will be. Or maybe they will stick with Logan. And they'll go, right, well, you've got that rookie year underneath you now. This is it. Like, you've got an opportunity. You really need to step up. But I just don't feel like he's shown anything even in his rookie year. I don't even feel like he's shown any flashes this year of that he warrants that seat and that he's actually going to improve next year. That's just me. But I think if you're Williams, you really want to make a step forward, especially with the development of your car. You want someone who's knowledgeable in the car, can give good feedback and help your engineers and help point you in the right direction in regards to developing the car. And if you have two drivers who can do that, happy days. They've currently got one, so bring Brandon Hartley back. Sergio Perez to Williams. I mean, there's been rumours. There's been rumours that Sergio still won't retain his seat. I don't know about Sergio. I really don't know. I have always said that Ricciardo will get that seat for Perez next year. But I don't know. I don't know. I feel like Perez has had not a bad end to the year. So they might honour that contract, that last year of his contract. I think that's his last year regardless. I don't think they're definitely going to keep him on. But hey, Will, good to see you. Rich, evening, buddy, evening. You think Sergio Stanley? Yeah, well, I think because he's now secured P2 and he's had some good performances like against Alonso, and obviously Vegas was a good race for him. I don't know. There's always recency bias when it comes to it as well. Like, if he has an absolute shocker in qualifying and in the race tomorrow, that could then sway their minds again and go, no, we need to get rid of him. We need to promote Ricciardo, put Lawson up into AlphaTauri. You know what Red Bull's like. You know what they're like. Perez has Telcel money. Yes, they do. He does. And I think that's... But then Danny Ricciardo is also a very lucrative and marketing tool, isn't he? You promote Danny Ricciardo into the Red Bull seat, you're not going to not make money. We need Vettel back like Japan. With his beehives. But yeah, that Williams seat, I don't know. I really don't know. I just don't see... I mean, let's have a quick look. I don't know. I know that Zach O'Sullivan is in the Williams academy. I don't know who is on Williams' books to potentially even be promoted. Williams F1 Academy. So it says here they've got that Luke Brown in. Oh wow, he's a Williams driver, is he? He's very good, that Luke Brown in. We've got Zach O'Sullivan, who's now in F2. Jamie Chadwick is an F1. He's on their books. Franco Colapinto. I know they used to have Dan Aitken. They used to have Jack Aitken. He's not on the books anymore. Luke Brown is one to keep an eye out for, guys. He's a name who's doing really well in F3. Sorry, F3. Just finished Drive to Survive. Oh, you're a bit behind, Rich, aren't you? I don't actually think they covered that season very well, to be honest, Rich. I thought season 4 was quite poor. Didn't mean to rhyme there. But yeah, I didn't think they covered that really that well. The first two seasons of Drive to Survive were the best. Because it was done in chronological order. And there wasn't like this chopping and changing back and forth. They followed like a couple of teams on certain races, but that was the best. I feel like that's the best way to do it, is in chronological order, rather than like the first races on Haas all the way up until like the summer, and then they jump all the way back to the start of the season again to follow Alpine and whatever. It's like, no, just keep it start to finish. Following the season, you can have the certain races where you're following certain teams. Like, you can tell the story of the season better if you go from point A to point B. That's in my opinion. And I think that's where they've gone. I think that's one of the... They've had other issues, but I think that's one of the main reasons for me why it's become less of an enjoyable watch than it has been after the first two seasons, so... Gunther hates Netflix. Netflix has made Gunther Steiner like a character he is. I'm actually not that big of a fan of Gunther. I think he's a terrible manager. I think he's terrible. I think he's like, you look at his time for Drive to Survive. Yes, he's sweary and he's funny on the pit wall, but I think as a manager, like, he's horrendous. The way he managed Magnussen and Grosjean, and then the way that he managed both Mazepin and Schumacher, particularly Schumacher. And then, like, then obviously bringing Magnussen back in, and I just, yeah, I'm just not a fan, really. Just 22 directorial standard improved, much easier to follow. Agree. Yeah, they did make it. They were told after 2021 that they have to change it up. They have to stop creating the narratives, these fake narratives, these fake rivalries, and they had to change it dramatically because otherwise Max wasn't going to be involved either. So, you enjoy reminiscing on the McLaren 1-2 at Monza? Yeah, that was a good race. That was a good race. Yeah. Well, I mean, Gene Haas isn't much better. Gene Haas is a terrible team owner as well. He's not great by any means. He agrees with a lot of what Gunther Steiner is saying. So they're two peas in a pod, those two, unfortunately. But the way that I mean, when you look back at like how they treated Schumacher, there was so much conflicting information with him. Like, they wanted him to. They were saying he wasn't fast enough, but then they were like, "Don't crash the car." And don't do this, don't do that. Oh, but you must do this. And it's like, oh, fucking hell. The guy's head must have been frazzled in regards to like what he should be doing. His engineer was never really confident to him over the radio. Wasn't really supportive. It just seemed like a toxic environment to be in. Yeah, the Grosjean crash was covered very well, actually. That was a very good moment, but they did tastefully. Italy 21 was the diamond, yeah. Latifi's was the most impactful. Right, guys, we are not long until... well, qualifying's actually just started. In all of that rabble, qualifying for Q1 has just started. So no one out on track just yet. Pit lane is open. Here we go. Remember to hit the like button, guys. Last qualifying of the season. Let's see who is going to win. Who's going to get... Oh, who's going to get the last pole? Sorry, not at the race just yet. Who's going to get the last pole of the season? Is it going to be George Russell? Is it going to be one of the McLarens? Is Norris going to be able to secure pole position and get his first win in F1? Is it going to be a Ferrari like we saw in the last couple of races? Or is it going to be Max or Perez? Let's see. Let's see. Or is it even going to be Lewis Hamilton down in P12? But I feel like Lewis is a little bit off the pace again this weekend. So we'll see. We'll see. Miss Russell taking people out of turn one. No one out on track yet, interestingly enough. Nearly, like, over 2 minutes. Nearly 3 minutes of the session started and no one's out on the grid yet. Everyone's waiting. Everyone's waiting. Hey, Sam. Good to see you, buddy. Is someone already impeded in the pit lane? No, not yet. Hey, Rossi, how's it going, buddy? Oh, is anyone... Come on, guys. Come on, Jesus. Is anyone going to actually get out there? It's genuinely not lag. I've got Sky on, and no one's decided to get out there yet. I don't know. I don't know why. I imagine. I mean, we're a good 4 minutes in now. Still no movement. Everyone's just waiting. One lap shootout, yeah. Hey, Quinn. Hey! You can always rely on Max to get out there first. Well, I think Sargent's actually out there first. No, Max is definitely out there first. Here we go. Here we go. Max, Mr. Impatient, just goes, fuck it. And then everyone follows suit. For me in Germany, there's only 5 centimetres of snow. Yeah, it's cold here today. It's cold here, as I said earlier on. It looks very nice outside, but it's deceiving. It's deceiving. So, interestingly here, guys, the two Haasies are on very used tyres. 13 laps and 10 lap old soft tyres. So they're just getting out there to kind of get a banker lap in, I guess. See how the track is. And then they'll go on to a brand new fresh set for their second run. It's the toe. Possibly. Yeah, possibly. I think traffic as well. Traffic's a big... I mean, look at the traffic there. I mean, by the time Sargent starts his lap, he's going to have to deal with all that traffic. If I was him, I'd be backing off a little bit right now. Does my wheel support 100% force feedback? Yes. Yeah, it does, yeah. Not that I ever use it. No one needs 100%. Oh my god, they are all crawling out of the pit lane, aren't they? All crawling. I wonder if there's any penalties here for impeding in the pit lane. But look at the traffic Sargent is going to have to deal with on his flying lap. And Max as well. Very, very busy circuit. Everyone is coming out, apart from Lewis and George. But as I say that, Lewis is making his way to the end of the pit lane now. So is George. But Sargent is going to be the first to set a lap. Obviously, Verstappen not that far behind. So likes of Hamilton and Russell here need to be careful with traffic and not impede. Very easy to do. Could pick up a grid place penalty if they do impede. Everyone's bunched up, yeah. Oh yeah, I've done open qualifying in iRacing and it's in some league races and it is a bit of a mess. I'm not a big fan. Right, so here we go. Let's keep an eye on Logan Sargent as he goes through turns 10 and he's going to get up to the back of Stroll here, who's already kind of been caught impeding one of the rookies. He gets out of the way nice and easily, but caught impeding Isaac Hadjar at the end of turn 6 on Friday in FP1. So Sargent is going to go past Leclerc here, and this isn't going to be good for Sargent. He's definitely going to be getting a little bit of dirty air through here, or out of that last corner from Charles Leclerc, and a 24-7 from him. Here comes Max, of course, going to be going quicker, and he was actually slightly slower through the first sector than that of Sargent's. So a 24-1 for him. Oh, Sargent's actually had his lap time deleted. After all that, his lap time has been deleted. I believe, as he... Yep, he has, yeah. Track limits at turn 1. Of all places. This is on lap 3, though. That's lap 3. That's not his flying lap, is it? I think that's an issue in multi-viewer there. I think his lap time is actually okay. 24-7, but we'll see. Right, so Albon with a 24.5, Tsunoda 24.6, Ricciardo up there with 24.8, Hulkenberg 25, of course on 15 lap old tyres. Norris is going quick, fastest in the first sector. Let's keep an eye out on him, see where he goes. Perez jumps up there with a 24.7, a bit slow for him off the mark. How about Lando? P2, a 24.3. So in regards to actually how fast they are and who is the fastest in this session isn't too relevant because, of course, lots of traffic out there. No one's really going to get a clean lap. I don't know what's happening here. I don't know if those lap times are actually being... Oh, no. Hulkenberg's had his lap time deleted for turn 16. Lap 3. But it's not lap 3, though, is it? I'm not entirely sure what's happening here. It looks like Guan Yu Zhou's had his lap time deleted. So yeah, no, they are actually getting their lap times deleted. So Hulkenberg down to P19. Sargent got his lap time deleted for track limits at turn 1 of all places at the start of his flying lap. And we also have Guan Yu Zhou deleted as well. So yeah, need to be careful here. They need to be careful. 1-0 Liverpool City. Who scored? Who scored? So Verstappen back into the pit lane. Who's out on a flying lap at the moment? So Hamilton's starting his lap now. Let's keep an eye out on... Oh no, Lewis has just finished his flying lap, sorry, with a 25.1. That is slow. That is a whole second slower than Verstappen, and a 24.9 for Russell on Verstappen as well. So, I'm guessing they probably need 2 laps to warm up these tyres. Let's see. Let's see if they stay out there. If this is their kind of cool down lap and then they go in for another. Trent Alexander-Arnold scored, did he? Right. So, I don't know what Hamilton's lap time, sector times were there, but that was very poor. We have a very jumbled up session here at the moment. As you can see, we have Hamilton down in 13th with Stroll and Alonso in 14th and 15th. Gasly in 16th as well. Then at the top, we have Verstappen, Norris, Leclerc. Albon's up there less than half a second behind Verstappen. So is Tsunoda, actually quicker than that of the Red Bull of Perez. And then we have Sainz in 7th, Ricciardo in 8th, Russell 9th. So yeah, very jumbled up session at the moment. Traffic playing a factor. Tyre warm up. Let's see what the 2 Mercedes do though. Do they stay out? Do they stay out and have another go? Obviously, they are very tricky when it comes to their tyre warm-up. So a bit odd there at times. Probably traffic calls Logan to go off. Yeah, possibly. I mean, the first corner is like that. No, so the Mercedes are coming in. The Mercedes are coming in. Also showing a little bit of loss at 13 and 14. I've got the data for you, is what Bono is reporting to Lewis. So that's the last sector pretty much. Very, very intriguing session. Very intriguing. So Albon and Sargent wasting no time getting back out there. Albon potentially going to give Sargent the tow. I mean, Sargent's not... he's taking a bit of time to get out of the pit lane, if that is the case. Just watching Lewis Hamilton's... they're showing a replay of Lewis's lap here. Getting very slidey, so... We'll see, we'll see. George Russell, the tyre was just sliding around a bit. The tyre was just a turn 5, but even turn 1, I didn't feel like I had massive grip. Interesting. So, I can't tell who's going to go out here. That is not a predictable first, other than Max and Norris and Leclerc up top. It's not really a predictable session or first run out in Q1, guys. So let's see if Sargent can help, if Albon can help Sargent, give him a bit of a tow and get him out. Of course, Sargent needs to keep it within the white lines and not go over them. Obviously, with his lap time deleted last time around. It was a high 24, wasn't it? So it was a 20... Sargent had a 24.7. So that would have put him... Sargent would have been around P8. He would have been in the top 10, I think. He would have been faster than Russell if he had that lap time given the all clear, but he wasn't. So he does have pace potentially in that Williams to get it out of Q1. So let's see what they do. Let's keep an eye out on their lap time. So Albon improves on his previous lap. It's green there. So green intervals indicate if you are quicker than your fastest lap. Sargent is fastest in the first sector. A 17.1. That's faster than Verstappen. Purple there in the first sector for the Williams. They do seem to be really quick in the first and second sector. We did review that just before this qualifying session. We saw that the sector times, sector 1 and 2, they were good. Albon, Williams is predicting that track evolution will be around 4 temps. So possibly the later you go out, the better you will be. Although Hamilton and Russell are two of the early ones. Not as early as the Williams drivers, though. Right, so here we go. So, Sargent, 36.1 last time around at 36.2 for Albon. So, Albon is slower in that. I mean, Sargent's actually going quicker than Albon at the moment. If he's kept it within the white lines, Sargent could be out-qualifying his teammate for the first time, I believe, all year. I think that's correct. I think it is. So, Albon, a 24.2. He does improve up into P2. How about Logan? Is he able to keep it within the white lines? And he goes fourth. He goes fourth. So a very slow last sector there for Sargent, a 31.1 compared to that of Albon, a 30.8. I mean, there's almost a 3/10 difference there between their lap time, and it's solely in that last sector. So he lost a bit of time there, Sargent, but much better. And he's had it deleted. Oh, no. Oh, my God, you had one job. You had one job, Logan. One job. Oh, God. It must be margins. It must be such small margins, that turn 1. It's very easy to do. It is very easy to do, but he's had it deleted again at the same corner. He did it on the last time around, and he's done it again. So, I don't know if he will. Yeah, I'm going to say he's not going to be. I mean, you have one job. That's obviously indicates why he was so quick, maybe in the first sectors, because he took track limits violations. But yeah, I'm just waiting for Sky to confirm that his lap time has been deleted. I'm pretty sure it is. But Hamilton and Russell really need a good lap here. Hamilton in particular. But Hamilton is green in the first sector, although it is 2 tenths slower than that of Lance Stroll, as you can see. Russell a 17.3 as well. So the Mercedes not good through the first sector. They do seem to come alive in the last sector, however, so they need to kind of keep it tight. Magnussen staying out of the way here of Lewis, but does Lewis have enough? He's 36.5. He's slower in the middle sector than last time around. Lewis is struggling here, and could we see a shock with Lewis going out in Q1? We'll see as Hulkenberg jumps up with a 24.4. And what does Lewis say? He jumps up to 5th, a fastest last sector. But I think he is going to be on the breadline here when it comes to these laps at the end. Of course, we know Sargent is going to be out as he has a lap time deleted. I don't think that's very good for Lewis. Well, there's one spot. Gasly down into P8, so he hasn't improved that much on Lewis. Stroll is ahead of Hulkenberg and Hamilton. They do reckon track evolution is going to be key here as Tsunoda jumps up into P2. The AlphaTauri is absolutely loving this Q1 session at the moment. How about Lando? Can he improve? No, Lando's just starting his flying lap. Apologies. Charles Leclerc is on a lap at the moment. He is definitely going to... And he doesn't improve. Charles doesn't improve. Wow. That is a surprise. Alonso doesn't improve too much, and Hamilton is going to be safe at the moment. Oh, okay. So Hamilton is going to be safe as Ricciardo, Alonso, and Gasly have completed times, as well as Sargent and Zhou as well. So that is it. Hamilton is safe, as well as Bottas. It's very tight, though. Look how tight it is. Less than a second separating 18th to 1st. Ocon jumps up to 12th ahead of his teammate. Perez is flying at the moment. Fastest in the first sector. Verstappen slightly slower, it seems, this time around compared to his previous lap. But Perez a 36.2 in the middle sector. So this could be potentially the fastest lap we see here from Perez. Piastri only goes up to 11th. Guys are struggling. The guys you'd expect to be doing really well are struggling, as Sainz only goes to 15th. Sainz is out. Sainz is out. Unless Perez gets his lap time deleted, Sainz is going to be pushed down into P15 here. Perez only needs to have a... There we go. Sainz, 16th position. Sainz is out. Sainz is out. We have lost Sainz in Q1. Wow. Oh my God. Sainz with a 24.7. And compared to his teammate, only 3 tenths slower than that of his teammate in P10. But that is how tight it is there. Sainz only half a second separating him and Verstappen's fastest lap. And well, he is out. Oh my God. I didn't expect that. That wasn't the scalp I thought we was gonna lose in this session. But yeah, Sainz there. I really thought Hamilton's time wasn't good enough. I mean, overall, it isn't really that good. He's still got the fastest last sector, but the first and second sector was very slow. But yeah, wow. So we have lost Sainz, Magnussen, Bottas, Zhou, and Sargent. And Verstappen's lap time was deleted for turn 16, but that's not a improvement anyway. But Sargent there, interestingly, guys, did a 24.5. So yeah, Sargent did a 24.5. So that actually would have been fast enough to be in the top 5. However, track limits means he is now going to be starting 20th position tomorrow. Wow, that is a kick in the teeth. And if you're James Vowles, the team principal at Williams, you've got to be kicking yourself there. Got to be kicking yourself. He's a slow operator. Sign saying he's not surprised. Blaming traffic. He's blaming traffic, so we'll see. We'll see. Story of his year. Yeah, he's been a bit flaky. He's shown flashes, signs. It's not been a great year for Ferrari anyway. What's nice? Signs really complaining about traffic. He's going on and on about it. But Stroll outperforming Alonso. Well, apparently Stroll still has all the new parts on the car compared to Alonso. So Alonso's still driving an older spec car. So, yeah. Oh, story of Logan's year. Well, yeah. Yeah, Sainz has shown flashes this year. I mean, overall, Ferrari's performance has been very flaky. He did have a very, very good middle part of the year around Monza, Singapore. I can't remember where else it was as well, where he was really on form and quicker than Leclerc. Well, that's what happens when your dad owns the team, Sam. When your dad owns the team, you get what you ask for. So, yeah, it's a shame because he's not quick enough. He got outperformed by his teammate by Felipe Drugovich on Friday. So, I mean, that just says a lot, doesn't it? Considering Drugovich has had a bit of time in the car at the start of the year, and that was it when he was injured in practice. But yeah, there we go, guys. That's the end of Q1. The last Q1 session of this year. We have lost the Ferrari of Carlos Sainz, the Haas of Magnussen, the two Alfa Romeos, their last race as an Alfa Romeo in 18th and 19th for Bottas and Zhou. And then Sargent, who actually has a quick car underneath him today with 2 track limits violations. Without those, he would be in the top 5 and through to Q2. He is now starting dead last tomorrow. So maybe that is final now in the coffin for Logan Sargent there. And his opportunity of a contract renewal gone for next year. Who knows? A decision isn't going to be made until after this last race, is what we've been informed by James Vowles. But maybe a decision internally has already been made. I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. So I think so. Yeah, I think it's going back to Sauber next year, and then it's Audi, and then I didn't even know. I've been reading so much conflicting information with Audi. I mean, not too long ago, I read that they might even pull out of the deal, and then I heard they're actually not going to be attaching their name to Sauber. I don't know. I really don't know what's happening there, to be honest with you guys. But yeah, here we go. Not long to go till Q2 starts. 15 minutes worth. If you can hit the like button, guys, we much appreciated. 30 likes thus far and over 100 of you in here. Come on, let's get 1 like for every single one of you in here. Over 100 likes for the last qualifying session of the year. Aldretti. $97 plus 7 minutes is Liverpool thing now. There we go. Green light open for the pit lane. Thought there would be another team like... no, to join in 2026, I think. So we're going to have a few more years with just 10 teams, and then it'll be... But that's Andretti, anyway. Yeah, they've got too much. I mean, it's still not... So the FIA have approved it, Andretti's admittance. However, I think it now sits with the teams and with the... It now sits with the teams and sits with... hang on a second. Now sits with the teams and with Liberty Media, I think. Something like that. I don't know. It's all quite complicated. It's not as easy as it should be. Hey, Yuri. Good to see you, buddy. Will the cars get smaller with the 2026 regs? I think so. I think they want to make them just a little bit smaller, yeah. I don't know if that's from next year or the year after. I think 2025 they might be a touch smaller. But yeah, they have intentions to make them a bit smaller. No, not dramatically, not like what we have seen in the past, but yeah, they'll be a touch smaller, guys. Not yet random. No, the big news is still... It's all confirmed. The big news is all confirmed. However, I can't announce it just yet. Not yet. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. It will be announced. Hopefully, I'm hoping within the next couple of weeks. So, when is Aero Rig with the new Super Formula size cars? Right. So let's see. Is there going to be? I mean, Max obviously was very good there, but let's see. Sonoda was very, very good. So was Albon. Let's see. Let's see if Mercedes and if Leclerc and the McLarens can sort out their lap times. Have I got... No, it's not. It's nothing to do with a real racing seat. No. It's just to do with this channel and to help it move forward. So yeah, I can't say kind of much more than that. I'm really excited for it and excited to announce it all with you guys. It's gonna help present a lot of opportunities for myself. That's what I'm really excited for. So, and as I speak as well, we are. We are 28 subscribers from 15,000. So, yeah, big thank you, guys. Big thank you. Stuff it to William. I'm too old and I'm too fat to be an F1. That's for sure. What happened to Sainz? Just poor lap time. I think he got caught up in traffic. So let's keep an eye out on Albon. Remember, fastest lap time last time around was a 24.1 by Max Verstappen. So let's see if this track evolution is a thing. Is the track ramping up? Are we going to see quicker lap times as the sessions go on? So Alex, let's see. P4 last time around. Let's see. And he goes in with a 24.9. So that's not an improvement on last time. So, who's next on the list to come round? The timing sheets here. Alonso's starting his lap. So, it's going to be Hamilton. Caught up with a bit of traffic there of Leclerc and Hülkenberg. Verstappen's going purple everywhere. So, Hamilton, a 17.3. And Hamilton goes fastest with a 24.8. So, still not great from him. A good last sector. That seems to be where they're really strong. How about George? George goes fastest. 4 tenths faster than Lewis. Really seems to be hooking it up this weekend, Russell. Definitely the fastest of the two Mercedes. However, Lance Stroll goes faster than Hamilton. Here comes Verstappen. We know Verstappen is flying. He's purple everywhere. And he goes fastest with a 23.7. A second faster than that of Lewis Hamilton and 7 tenths faster than that of George Russell. So Tsunoda goes up there with a P3 at the moment. Tsunoda's doing really well. How about Lando? Lando's not set a lap yet. No, he's on used tyres. That's why I was getting confused. Danny Rick into P6. How is Perez getting on? A 17.2 in the first sector. So Ocon up there with a 25.0 into P8. Who else is about to finish a lap here? Gasly coming around the last sector. Turns 15 and turn 16. Need to be careful at turn 16. Can get a snap of oversteer and run out of track limits. Lando fastest in the first sector though. A purple sector. Go on, Lando. Go on, the boy. Gasly jumps up to P7. Alonso up to 4th. Getting a bit of pace there out of the Aston Martin. But still 9 tenths slower than that of Max Verstappen. Unbelievable. Ridiculous. There was my optimism just gone, thinking that Max was struggling in FP3. Leclerc up there into P4. Oh, the Red Bulls are on new tyres, I've just noticed as well. So, understandable that they would be slower. But even so, Max is 3.7 tenths faster than his teammate. So, how about Piastri? How can Piastri do? As he comes around the last corner, he jumps up to P3 on a set of used tyres. That's pretty good from Piastri, a 24.2. How about Lando? And Lando jumps up to P2. Only 1.8 seconds. 1.8 tenths behind Verstappen. Fastest in the first and fastest in the second sector on used tyres compared to Verstappen, who is on new. So, interesting. Interesting there, guys. Hulkenberg's lap time deleted. So did Ocon. No, Ocon just was slow. Why is it still showing Hulkenberg is down in 14th then? Oh, Albon's pace is impressive. Yeah, Albon's doing quite well. He's in P13 at the moment. He was on used tyres, so it's not really going to be indicative of what the last run will be and where they eventually end up. But Hamilton was on used tyres there. P10, so was George. But even on used tyres, George was... Oh, sorry. George was 4 tenths faster than Hamilton, so... McLaren's their favourite team. Hopefully they can make up for it. Yes, come on, McLaren's. 7 minutes left. Yeah, they'll come in. They'll put on a brand new set of tyres and go out for one more run. Ocon's lap slower than the concept of time. Yeah, no, it's now sorted itself out. So Hulkenberg is at the bottom of the timing sheet, down into P15. So who do we think is going to get knocked out here? I do think Hulkenberg will get knocked out. I mean, the Alpha Tauris look good. The Alpha Tauris do look good. I assume, obviously, everyone who's used tyres will come out on new tyres. Perez was on used tyres as well, so that's why he was so much slower than Verstappen. Piastri on used, Norris on used. So Verstappen was the only one on new tyres. Interesting. So even though Norris was on old tyres, yeah, only less than 2 tenths slower. That's pretty good going. That's pretty good going, guys. So Albon out there on his Jack Joan. Let's see what he can do. Can you get out? Come on, Albono. Get into Q3. So this is the thing, right, with Williams. You have a driver who potentially this weekend has a car to get into Q3. Instead, he's starting from dead last. You have a driver who's consistently been able to get that car, fighting for points, sneak it into Q3 a few times. Imagine if you had another driver like Alex Albon alongside you. Like, Williams could be a genuine, like, comfortable midfield team rather than what people think they are at the back. And that's why they need a good driver pairing, just to help get those points, get those results, and to help further develop the car. No, Lewis wants his season to be over and done with, to be honest, doesn't he? I think he just wants the season to be over and done with, so. Who do I think would be a good driver pair? What? See, we were discussing this earlier. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, who's currently out of a seat? I think you need someone experienced. That's what I would be going for at Williams. I think I'd be going for someone who's not necessarily like older than Albon, but someone who's got like a bit of experience. I'm not sure I would go for another rookie. Not sure. Mick, but he doesn't have the experience. No. I mean, yeah, the Liam Lawson is the name, of course, but it's branded around a lot. But he's a Red Bull driver. And you know he's going to be probably in the Red Bull team at some point in the future. Kimi come back. Go Tiffy. He's part of the reason why they've been languishing at the back for so long. Right, so Albon goes up there with a P5. 24.4. That's better from Albon. Is it enough, though? I don't know. I don't think that's going to be enough. Albon was also a Red Bull driver before Williams snatched him. Yes, they were. But then to do that again, when you're trying to make your way up the grid, I don't know. Grosjean, no thank you. We got rid of Grosjean, we don't want him back. Right, so who is on a lap at the moment? No one's on an actual lap at the moment. Hulkenberg's going to be starting his lap. And then it'll be Ricciardo, then it'll be Leclerc. Piastri and Norris waiting patiently for Hulkenberg to get through. So no one's really had any issues with the bumps as well, which is good to see because we haven't seen anyone in the barrier. But I thought we'd see a few more issues with those as they're pushing the whole time. Kimi and Latifi were both entertaining their own. Right, so where is Hulkenberg at 17.3 and Ricciardo and Hulkenberg sitting almost identical Sector 1 times there. Verstappen's so confident he's not even coming out for a second lap. That's just taking the piss, isn't it? Sainz just got caught up in traffic and yeah, set a slow time. It was very tight in Q1. And a couple of attempts was the difference between him getting knocked out and being up into P10. So, right. Hulkenberg slightly quicker than Ricciardo there in the middle sector. So let's see what Hulkenberg can do. Can he keep it within track limits this time? And he can with a 24.2. That's a very good time from Nico. Very, very good time. How about Danny Rick, though? Around the last corner. What can he do? AlphaTauri seems to be pretty good round here. And a 24.4. So that's one position ahead for Albon is. Then Danny Rick. So how about Charles? He's not going purple anywhere. And he goes third. A 23.9. I was going to say I missed Norris. Norris is on an out lap at the moment. I thought we'd done a lap already. How about Gasly? Where's he going to go? He pushes Albon down another position. And he jumps up to fourth. How about Yuki? Yuki's been doing really well. Ooh, 24.2 for Yuki up into P6. I think that should be comfortable enough for him to remain. Well, actually, maybe not, actually. Oh, no, he is now because Stroll's gone into P9. No, Albon's on P10. I think he's definitely going to be pushed out here, Albon. There's no way that Russell, Hamilton, Ocon and Alonso are going to go slower. And yeah, there we go. Albon down into P11. That's Ricciardo. So Russell, Alonso and Hamilton still yet to set a time. And whoa, Alonso has. And he's pushed out his teammate there out into P11. Oh, Hamilton only goes into P10. So his teammate here could push him out. And he does. We have lost Hamilton for the second week in a row in Q2. Oh, no. Oh, no. Hamilton has been pushed out of Q2 by his teammate there. not a good lap by Hamilton. A 24.3 and an AlphaTauri and a Haas. A Haas has out-qualified the Mercedes of Lewis Hamilton. Wow. Damn. So Norris pulled out of his lap because he doesn't need to set one. Neither did Piastri, so they're straight into the pits. But yeah, not fair. But yes, there we go. There we go. So credit to Hulkenberg. Yeah, credit to him. Slightly ahead there of Piastri and Hamilton. But yeah, Hamilton just not with it again this weekend. He's gone on holiday already. Yeah. Yeah, he just wants it to be over and done with. And don't blame him. Don't blame some of these drivers, to be honest. Not much else to race for, is there? But yeah, Danny Rick. So we have lost there, guys. Danny Ricciardo in 15th. Albon in 14th. Stroll 13th. Ocon 12th. Hamilton 11th. So Alonso knocked out his teammates and is into Q3 once again. Good man, Alonso. Good man. Pole in Hungary. Yeah. Yeah, not a good season for him again. Right, so let's see who's going to be on pole position. Verstappen didn't do a second run. He just did the one, same as Norris. Norris did go out there again, but he bowed out because he knew that he was comfortable. Leclerc up there doesn't seem to really be too much on the pace. Russell, I thought Russell had an opportunity, but it does definitely seem like it's going to be a shootout between Verstappen and Norris for P1. But we do know that pole position isn't the be-all and end-all here. We've seen the person who starts in pole lose that position down into T1. So, but it does always help, of course. Yeah, Gasly. I mean, the thing is, though, Gasly just always ends up getting on the wrong end of the stick when it comes to the race. There's always a safety car or something that means he ends up coming out behind Ocon because Ocon stays out longer and kind of goal hangs for it. And he gets it. And then he ends up looking at the rear wing of his teammate. It's happened a couple of times this season, quite a few amount of times. And I think at Vegas last week, he had a mechanical issue, which meant he fell behind his teammate as well. So, yeah. I mean, how many DNFs and mechanical issues have Alpine had this year? It is phenomenal. They've had so many. Oh, right. So, not long to go until we have this last session. So Liverpool drew against Manchester City. Interesting. So Arsenal could go to top of the league this evening. Intriguing, guys. Intriguing. Hulk returns to Q36 Hungary. You are Statman, aren't you, Eden? Statman. Alpine don't only have 20 HP less, they also have 20 laps less for each engine. That's so true. That is so true. Lando for pole. Yeah, come on. We're all McLaren fans here now. We're all McLaren fans. Even if you're a Red Bull fan and you're a big Max Verstappen fan, come on. You've won enough this year, okay? Let someone else have a win, okay? Because it's probably going to be the same again next year. Just let us have this moment, please. Let us, please. Penalty for Ocon. By the way, bit of a large gap between Q2 and Q3, isn't it? Lewis Hamilton. Oh, hang on. Listen to Lewis Hamilton's radio. Lewis saying, there's something not right with this car, mate. Copy that, we'll start having a dig. Well, yeah, it's not been something wrong with the car all year. Oh, they're just looking at Hamilton's laps. What did he do? Just watching his lap. Where did he make an issue? So the rear of the car is snapping around quite a bit. Interesting. Yeah, a bit of a handful. Bit of a handful, that Mercedes, it seems. What's that lap time deleted in the corner? That was Hulkenberg for his first run in Q2. So his first run in Q2, he had track limits at the last corner. But his final run was fine, and that got him into P9. Hamilton could have 8 world titles if there was no Red Bull. Well, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of people who could have another world title if there weren't certain cars. But right, guys. Right. Why is there a delay to the next session? I feel like it's been very long until Q3 starts. It's never normally this long. But a shame for Alex Albon as we see him walk away on the TV camera. P14 once again out qualifying his teammate. He's done a good job this year. He has done a good job this year. He needs a decent teammate next year. Alonso looking at you. Right. We are about to head into our last qualifying session of the year, guys. Let me know in chat, who do you think is going to be on pole position? Is it going to be another one for Max Verstappen, rounding off what a dominant year it has been, most dominant year in F1 history? Is it going to be McLaren Lando Norris going for that first crucial win in F1? Is it going to be the Ferrari of Charles Leclerc making it 3 pole positions in a row? Or are we going to see a shocker from George Russell? Or maybe someone like Perez, who hasn't set a lap there last time around on a fresh set of tyres. It was on old sets. So we'll see. We will see. Lando. Lando could have a 5th world title if there's no Red Bull. Yeah, he could. Yeah, actually, yeah. He could definitely have a few more, couldn't he? Right. Here we go. Here we go. So Max wasting no time getting out there bright and early. He doesn't want to play any games. He knows he's got the car underneath him, as he has done all year. Hulkenberg not that far behind. Then we have Tsunoda, who's doing a good performance into Q3. Norris, of course, Alonso, Perez, Piastri, Leclerc. And then we're still just waiting for Russell and Gasly to come out of the pit lane. Look at their pole. Surely the curse must continue. Norris's last pole was Russia 2020. Was it? Was it really? Was it that long ago? No. I feel like he's had a pole position earlier than that. Right, so what do we think? So Max's lap time last time around was a 23.7. That was on a brand new set of tyres, so we'll see if he can improve on that. Norris got close. He got close with a 23.8, so he was only a tenth slower, or just under 2 tenths slower. And then Leclerc was just behind Norris. So, yeah, keep an eye on that lap time, guys. When we see Verstappen come through, we'll get a good barometer of whether or not he's improved on Q2. Norris got pole in Russia. Wow. First, he's only had 1 pole as well. Really? He's only had 1 pole position? I feel like he's had more than that. I feel like he should have had more than that, but hey-ho. Hey-ho, guys. Right, here we go. So Max is on his flying lap, of course, 17.151. I don't think that's the quickest we've seen all of today. We'll see if George Russell held him up there a little bit into turn 5. But as he goes down the back straight DRS open down into turn 6 of the hard braking zone, where the majority of the overtaking is done here at the Abu Dhabi circuit. Through that tight chicane, obviously very rear limited. Need to be careful of the traction out of turn 7. Then DRS will be opened again, as you can see on the indicator on the relative screen. Gasly moving over to let Verstappen past, and well, you can see Norris is quicker in the first sector there. A purple first sector from Lando Norris, stealing it from Verstappen. And then, of course, turn 9, where they've just gone through, is one of the new additions that was made to Abu Dhabi last year. Then through turn 12 and 13, under the hotel, through turns 14, where they get very close to the wall on the exit of turn 14. Then 15 and 16, you need to be careful not to carry too much speed and not let that rear end snap out. And Verstappen does improve 3 tenths than he did on his previous run in Q2. Piastri has stolen the fastest first sector away from Lando Norris. Lando had a slow middle sector. Lando's had a slow middle sector of 36.2 compared to Verstappen's 35.89. So there's a good 3 tenths difference there between Verstappen and Lando. Lando needs a mega last sector here if he's going to have an opportunity to get anywhere close to that 23.4 of Max. Here he comes round the last corner. What is he able to set? A 23.8. So he's lost quite a substantial amount of time in the middle and last sector there to Max. So likewise, Piastri's also lost time in the middle sector. He's actually slower in the middle sector than Lando, a tenth slower. So also, I don't think Piastri's going to have enough to compete with Max. How about Perez? Perez goes in there with a 24.1 on a set of used tyres. So Max on new. I just realised Lando was on a set of new old tyres as well. So once again, Norris, Piastri and Perez on a set of used tyres compared to Verstappen, who was on a brand new set. So there is still a bit of time in there from Norris and Piastri. Maybe that's where the time was lost, was under rear traction out of turn 6 and 7 in that middle sector, compared to Verstappen, who has that extra grip on a brand new set. Obviously, Max didn't do a second lap in Q1. How about George? How's he getting on? So he's slightly slower in the middle, in the first and second sector than Norris and Piastri. This looks like a time that might get him top 5. And it does, into P4, also on a set of used. So once again, Max was the only driver to use a brand new set of soft tyres. I assume he'll come out again and do another run on a set of fresh softs. But yeah, the likes of Norris, Piastri, Russell, everyone else on the grid there only had used tyres to use. So you could still get pipped, Max. It's going to be a tall order. Only a 3 tenths difference there from Norris on Verstappen. So Norris could get pole here at the end. George Russell, sir, that's currently P4. So the fastest used was Norris, and 23.8 is what Gasly's engineer was reporting to him. So at the moment, Hulkenberg doing really well there, up in P7, ahead of Leclerc and Alonso. Interesting there, guys. Oh, right, guys, if you could hit the like button for our last qualifying session of the year. What a season it's been, eh? What a season. Longest season in F1 history. Most races in F1 history, of course, when you include the sprints. And I love F1, guys. I love it. However, I'm quite looking forward to the winter break. I feel like this season, of course, Max has absolutely dominated. He's potentially going to win his 19th race of the season. No other driver has won that amount of races. He's about to win another 8 races in a row or something like that if he does again tomorrow. And I think we're all looking forward to hopefully a bit more. Hopefully we're looking for a bit more of a competitive season next year. No, next year is going to be longer because we had the Chinese Grand Prix cancelled this year, didn't we? The Chinese Grand Prix was cancelled, so yeah, if that goes ahead next year, I think we'll have 20... Is it 24, 23? Let's have a quick look. F1 2024 calendar. So the calendar next year is 24 races. 24 races. So the usual suspects: Bahrain, Saudi, Australia. Japan's been moved to earlier on in the year, so that's now the 4th race of the year. We have China in April. Then, oh yeah, we didn't have Imola this year, did we? Because of the flooding. So we've only had 22 races this year. I say only. We've had 22 races this year when we should have had 24 as well. But Imola was cancelled and so was China. So if those two go ahead next year, we'll have 24 races. Main races, that's excluding, of course, the sprint races. And the season will finish in December. The last race of the year will be on the 8th of December. Qatar has been moved to later on in the year, so Qatar is going to be the 2nd last race. So we'll go USA, so Kota, Mexico, Brazil, Vegas, Qatar, and Abu Dhabi to end the year. But yeah, wow, 24 races. We're going to end up with a whole, like, 25 weeks of the year, aren't we? Like, half of the year is going to be taken up with F1. We'll see, Luca. Yeah, my expectations are very low in regards to the competitiveness for next year. So, yeah, we'll see. Not sure if you sub again next year. Nah, you will. You will. You say it now. You will do once it gets around. But right, here we go. Lando, Piastri, Perez, Tsunoda, everyone out on brand new tyres now. So this is where it matters, guys. Our last qualifying session of the year, Q3. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We're going to be back for next season. Of course, I do my own content in between then as well with, of course, my sim racing exploits and hopefully some other things in the near future as well outside of sim racing. But yes. Right, so Lando, can he take it to max? We need purples, Lando. We need purples. Come on, buddy. Come on. 24 races next year on. 24 races. Right, so let's see. Does he set a fastest first sector? Are we going to see purple? We do indeed. That is the fastest first sector we have seen all session in qualifying. A 17.0. How about Piastri? A 17.1. He's only a couple of hundredths slower than his teammate. Come on, you Maccas. Come on. Is Norris getting a tow from Gasly? Is Gasly going to hold up Norris down into turn 6? No. Come on, mate. Come on. You can do it, Lando. Come on. Good traction out of turn 7. Let's see what he sets the 2 time is. Come on. We need another purple. Max is also on his flyer lap now, so let's keep an eye out on his. Is he going to be able to take away that fastest first sector from Verstappen? So a bit of a slower second sector from Norris. Not as quick as Verstappen's, as Verstappen does a 17.078. And, well, that is only 2 thousandths slower than Lando's first sector. However, Lando's second sector is still not as quick as Max's second sector previously. So, is Lando going to get held up by Russell here? He needs a mega last sector, Lando, to be able to get ahead of Verstappen. Verstappen has been very good in Sector 2 all session, just really getting the power down out of Turn 6 and Turn 7. Keep an eye out on that sector time. And Lando does not improve, only a 23.9. And Piastri actually goes ahead of Norris. And that is it. Verstappen, barring a miracle from somewhere, has secured pole position once again. How many times have we said that this year? Alonso goes up to P4 with a 24.0. A very, very slow last corner sector there from Lando in the yellow, as well as Piastri. And Leclerc goes up into P2. Only 1/10 behind Verstappen. Is Verstappen going to be able to improve on his previously set time? No, he doesn't. A 23.55. But George Russell is the only man at the moment who could stop him. He's very quick in the first sector, actually, George Russell. A 17.097. Do not rule George out just at this moment in time. He needs to be sub 36 seconds And he's very slow in the second sector there. A 36.3. That is almost 4/10 slower than Verstappen's second sector time. He could get a top 3. Let's see if George can do a mega last sector here. And can he get into the top 3? Can he line up alongside Max? Or is it going to be Verstappen and Leclerc side by side on the front row? The Mercedes has been quick in the last sector, round turn 16, across the line, and he goes 4th. Fastest last sector, but not enough. Not enough there. 3.5 slower than Max. And, well, yes, that was the difference there. That middle sector where the Red Bull is just supreme over everyone else. And, well, Max, again, I had my doubts that Max would be on pole position today. I thought he was suffering with his setup. I thought he was having issues in free practice. And when it comes to quali, no issues whatsoever. Up into P1. Leclerc is P2, Piastri P3, Russell P4, Norris now down into 5th position after looking close at getting maybe Max's pole, or at least lining up alongside him. Tsunoda in P6, a great qualifying session from him today, last one of the year, ending on a high. Hopefully he can do so in the race as well. Alonso in P7, Hulkenberg in 8th, and Perez rounding off what has been a, well, lackluster year from him, to say the least, in P9. Perez qualifying is just very, very poor. Very, very poor. 7/10 off of his teammate in the last race of the year. And Gasly, who has his lap time deleted, ends up in P10. There we go, guys. There we go. That is the last qualifying session of the year. Leclerc is going to line it up alongside Verstappen. Let's see if Verstappen is going to be able to hold on to that position down into the first corner. Of course, we know it's not the be-all and end-all. The Ferrari is very quick in a straight line, so maybe Leclerc can have a go at Max down into turn 6, even if he is behind him. But it is quite difficult to follow at this track. But yes, that is the end of the last qualifying session of the year. Let's round off your grid for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix tomorrow. So Verstappen in P1. We've said it so often this year. Leclerc in P2. Piastri P3. A good performance from him. Even with a slow last sector. Potentially could have been starting up alongside him. Oh, there's an incident involving Piastri and Gasly noted impeding. So we'll see if maybe there is a penalty coming there. Then we've got Russell in P4, Norris P5, Tsunoda 6th, Alonso 7th, Hulkenberg, very good performance from him in 8th, 9th for Perez, Gasly in 10th, Hamilton obviously getting knocked out the second week and race in a row in Q2 is in P11, Ocon 12th, Stroll 13th, Albon in 14th, Ricciardo 15th, Sainz, who was the biggest scalp in Q1 in 16th, Magnussen 17th, the 2 Alfa Romeos of Bottas and Zhou in 18th and 19th, and Sargent, who had a car underneath him to get out of Q1 easily, is starting dead last tomorrow due to some track limits infringements. And there we go, guys. There we go. That is the end of the qualifying. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Last one of the year. One more race to go, guys. One more race to go, and this season is over and done with. Very, very long season, to say the least. Max is on pole position for his 19th potential win tomorrow of the year. 19 wins. We've only had 22 races. We've had 22 races. And he could win 19th. Only 3 of them have been won by other drivers. 2 by Perez and 1 by Sainz. That is crazy. Absolutely crazy. Only one other team outside of Red Bull has won a race. So yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. Yes, Richard, we're going to be back here tomorrow at half an hour before the race starts. So I think the race starts at 1 o'clock, so 12:30 UK time. Wherever you are in the world, half an hour before the race starts, we will be live for, of course, the pre-race start. So yeah, Red Bull made F1 into the Bundesliga. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed that. I'm now going to go have a relaxing Saturday afternoon, watch the football. And yeah, I hope you guys can join me for tomorrow. So yeah, have a lovely rest of your Saturday, guys. See you tomorrow for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Verstappen on pole once again. Leclerc 2nd, Piastri 3rd, Russell 4th, and Norris 5th. Come on, Leclerc. Give us something down into T1 tomorrow. See you guys tomorrow. Bye.